Hello. Right. Oh, they're coming in already. Right. Hang about a minute. I don't know what I'm doing. Right. Hello. I'm just going to have a Zoom chat with some friends. So, how do I do it? Get that out of the way. For fuck's sake. Stop recording. Right. I'm going to go onto my Zoom screen like that. And then click that one. And then click that. There I am. Look, participants 3. Admit. Oh, where did Sabrina go then? I thought she was coming in. Joining. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Where are you?
It's Caroline.
No, I know who you are. I said, where are you?
Oh, where am I? I'm in the front garden.
Yeah, you look like you're under a palm tree or something. I thought you
I
disappeared.
wish. Emigrated.
Yes. You're on Stu's News.
Hiya.
Yeah. Yeah, so how are you? Do you want to say hello to people and just tell them who you are?
Hello. I'm one of Stu's probably oldest friends, youngest in age, but oldest in years. Yeah. And been on a bit of a journey for the last, well, quite a while now, hasn't it? You've been trying to get me up to speed with bits and bobs. And I have to say, I'm very excited.
I've been banging on at you. That's what you mean. Yeah, but
well,
you've been.
One has to want to know.
Yeah. So, how long have you been bang on it yourself? Really, sort of. I know you're not. I know you're not as put yourself out there as much as I do, but
no. Pretty much since probably May time, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, that's when it started getting exciting, really. So.
Yes. It's been. I'll turn this around this way, actually.
Oh, that's better. Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much since May, but you know, looking at different things for a long while, but really kind of just since May, predominantly. But yeah, exciting times.
Yeah.
I think. Go on.
No, go on. So, are you just excited? Are you a bit up and down?
Oh, been a bit up and down, but I kind of trust the process, I think, and I really do trust the process. And even though people are kind of saying right now, oh, you know, Biden's president and all that, no, he's not. No, well,
Mitch McConnell has, I think he's head of the Senate Speaker. He has just now announced that he's said Joe Biden is president-elect, which is like everyone will be going, oh my God, now Biden is the president and all that. But I still think that's just part of all these people revealing themselves.
I was going to say we can't know everything, because otherwise, if we know, everyone will know, won't they?
No,
we can't
exactly that.
Know.
So I'm not bothered at all. I go to bed nice and early, 9 o'clock, because the Americans are like 5 hours behind anyway, in some areas. And then I was up at 2 o'clock this morning, right? X22 report and a couple of other bits. Went back to bed about 4, and then I was up again at 8. I'm not working now because all the schools are shut, so I've got no school runs, and it's just so quiet out there. Driving a cab, I just thought, nah, I'm not bothered. I've managed to get enough funds to keep me going, and that, so I'm all right.
Yeah, got a bit of food in.
I have got another bit of food in. I said that I put in my FB earlier that I did my 17th pre 10 Days of Darkness shot today.
17th.
Well, I just put that,
You know what? I put number 17, obviously, don't you? But it's just, you know, I don't know how many times I thought, oh, it could go dark. Better get enough wine in and other bits and pieces.
Well, it's funny because our son's been doing some work from home from Google Classroom stuff, and his Google Classroom went down yesterday. I emailed the school and all theirs. I said, "Have you had any problems yet?" All theirs had gone down. Passwords, my goodness me, the amount of like logins and things like that I've had to change in the last few days, where everything's just like new password, change this, change that.
Yeah.
Being booted out of things, and not for anything I'm putting, because as you know, I'm watching and I'm listening and I'm very, very interested as to what's going on, but I don't put anything on social media or anything like that, so it's not throwing me out because of that. But what was the other thing? Things, you know, oh, is this you in this video? Like 3 a day. Lots of hacky things going on with other people. Yeah. Loads of people I've spoken to have as well. Lots of.
Yeah. Well, that's. I've said this, you know, millions of times. If you ever get anything, you don't know where it's from.
No.
Just jog it on.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I don't even open them.
I've had emails from PayPal, the bank, you know, all sorts of things that look so genuine. But you just think, you know, if you've got a PayPal account and you get an email from PayPal saying someone's just taken thank you for the $39.99 payment from your PayPal, right? You don't panic, you don't click the link, you go into your PayPal and go, oh, actually, no, nothing's happened. So you just delete it.
But there's so much more of that going on.
Yeah. Everyone phishing it's called, isn't it? Phishing emails.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Bad, isn't it? So you just got to have your wits about you, really.
Yeah.
But hopefully all those people are going to be taken care of as well. All these deviants that are trying to steal off people. No harm, loss, or injury. That's what we're looking for, isn't
it? There's just so many things as well that I've kind of been watching you talking about over the last 9 months or so, that you're just like, all right, and then it happens. And then something else, I can't think of anything specific at the moment, but so many things. And people will start talking, and this will start happening, and that will start appearing in the news, and this will start, and it's all just happening slowly. It's all starting to kind of come to fruition.
If you read the drops and pay attention to the drops, it's like, you know, you say, I've got 2 balls, neither of them are crystal, but you get in, if you read all the drops and follow them, look at the deltas and stuff like that, you see it unfolding. You know, we all, you know, I've done however many 10 Day of Darkness shops, right? Because I don't know what's going to happen, do I? I don't know what's going to happen next, which makes it exciting.
And there's no harm in being prepared.
No, exactly. Anything, and I did say as well that even the people that don't listen to me, right? If it all goes dark and all the power, you know, hopefully all the power won't go down, because, you know, everyone's got freezers full of food and stuff like that. But if all communications go down and that sort of stuff, people, they're not going to flap as much, are they? If they've listened to a nutter saying it's going to happen once in the past. So
yeah,
and it's all good, isn't it? You know, I mean, I'm constantly doing it. I'm, you know, 10 hours a day I'm researching sort of thing. Even when I was in the cab, I was like, I'd listen to a hour and a half interview on the school run, or, you know, whatever, and then just listening throughout the day. So, but it's just passing the information on, isn't it? And then
it's interesting watching all the American lawyers, all the generals and the military and all of that kind of stuff, watching their posts and things like that as well. Before it was very kind of, I didn't really understand a lot of it, if I'm honest, but was just normal stuff. But now it's not. It's changed. It's a lot more kind of, they're dropping more kind of stuff in that you've been talking about for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And it's really, really, I think it's really exciting. It's really exciting.
Well, it is, isn't it? It's a completely different story as well, because if you're just getting your information from the mainstream news, you're getting in fact, you're living in a completely different dimension world. It's no wonder there's, talk about, a split, and it is, where we go. Oh, I shouldn't really say that, should I? In case
No.
it's printed, right? You know what I was going to say, though.
Yes.
All that is about everyone, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
And that is all it is about getting everyone up to speed together. But some people won't have any of it. Even when they're told the truth, they won't have it. I don't think.
No. And I think, I don't think there's any heart. What astonishes me is the lack of freedom of speech. We're not talking about anything dangerous. We're not being dangerous. It's not. Why can't people talk about things? Why can't people talk about different angles of things? And I think that's what makes it more prevalent to me, in as much as, well, what are people hiding then? If you're not allowed to talk about things, why shouldn't you be able to talk about things?
Well, exactly. And you can see how this left agenda, this cancel culture, has been developed over a lot of years now. But they can do that. They can use all these different guises that you can't question people. And you can just see that how when what's happened lately has brought it straight into the light, is that when things are not going well for the left, they kick shit out of everything, don't they? And throw a paddy and burn buildings down and all that, and protest. And they only protest it, every 4 years before an election or something like that. So, you know what I mean? But when 80 million Americans thought Donald Trump has lost, which he hasn't, there was none of that. They're all getting together. They're all uniting, and they want to.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to unite, not just in America, around the world.
Yes.
Because there's only been one enemy, right? It's not black, white, brown, yellow, whatever, people. It's them and us. It's criminals and people that just want to have a nice life and love each other.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what I was just going to say. And there's so much kind of love and respect and all that kind of stuff coming from everyone that I've met that talks about the things that we talk about. And the aggression is coming from the people that are watching mainstream media and are completely hooked on it. Absolutely. What we've all said, don't watch the news, it's a load of rubbish. Don't read the newspapers, it's a load of rubbish. Why all of a sudden is it all true? Yeah. Everyone's always said it's all rubbish. Why all of a sudden is it all true now? I don't. It just doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense at all.
Well, no, exactly. That's why. I mean, when was the last time you watched the news? Do you have a peek every now and then?
If it pops up on my phone, I might kind of go, oh, okay. But it's anything you want to know, you're going to hear about it on Facebook, aren't you? I don't watch the news. If there's anything big going down, absolutely massive, you'll hear it on Facebook. I don't need to watch the news.
Exactly. I was watching someone who read a tweet earlier, and it basically said that, I think the mainstream media might be sort of turning a little bit in certain areas, i.e. they are now, CNN and Fox and stuff like that, are now talking about the Hunter Biden laptop, talking about Air Force 2 going to China, a bit about, Joe Biden and stuff. But are they doing that because they're thinking, we're in the shit here, unless we start telling the truth, we're in a lot of shit? Or are the White Hats in control of it and making them do that? Do you know what I mean? Or are they doing it just because they blatantly think Biden is going to be the next president, and they're just flaunting it again, like they don't care, we're untouchable? There's three possibilities there.
Mm. Mm.
And
It's been, I mean, I wasn't aware. I've always been a bit naive to everything that goes on in the world and the news and everything else. But from what I can understand, all this stuff's been going on for donkey's years with the rigged elections and all that kind of stuff. So I think to a lot of people, they're kind of thinking, well, it's the same old, same old. It's always been like this. What's the issue? And you know, and I'm thinking, well, no, let good on him, good on Trump for saying, I'm going to make sure it's right. It's got to be right. If people are voting for something, they should be able to vote for it and not have loads of falsities out there.
Well, this is it. You know, this is a standing. I wouldn't be surprised if Brexit was actually 75 to 25 leave. You know, and they used Dominion for that. It's quite clear, I think, that they used Dominion to keep Chavez in to Venezuela in the 70s, and I think they cheated Nelson Rockefeller in with it as well, I believe. I'm listening too much, but
no.
When you see all this now, it makes she never thought she would lose. Just, do you know what I mean? It just brings it into the light, doesn't it? You look at the drops and you think, they never thought they would lose. She never thought she would lose. And it's because they knew they had it in the bag. And it's only because so many people voted for Trump that it broke the algorithm, which is why they had to stop the election midway through the night. We need more ballots in. You know, people going in with thumb drives, putting them into the computers, and it was all connected to the internet, and all the evidence is there.
Yeah.
You know, Trump would not tweet, I've won the election, it was rigged, I have 75 million votes, unless he knew he had 75 million votes.
Yeah, yeah. And I think he could have put a stop to it all a long time ago. But he has to let it play out like this, because otherwise everyone will just say, well, Trump's got money, Trump's got this, Trump's just doing what he wants, Trump's a madman, he can do it. He's got to let them show themselves for what they are. And if this is the way it's got to be done, this is the way it's got to be done.
And and the reason it is being done like this is because they never want it to happen again. They're trying to get all of them out. I mean, you look at this. It was only 70 years ago. Right, we don't, you know, you've got to look at the Holocaust and everything that was going on and Adolf Hitler. I wasn't about in those days. We can only learn from people that tell us stories and write about what happened. But surely after that, people on this planet must have been going, we can never let anything like this happen again. Yeah. And if you look at Operation, it's not Mockingbird, it's Paperclip, isn't it? Operation Paperclip. What they did after the Second World War, they just brought all the deviants over to America and have carried on. You know, it never finished. And people are saying, you know, we're in World War III now. We've been in World War III since the end of World War II, by the looks of it, because they took Kennedy out the way and then dropped the Twin Towers, didn't they?
And I think it's naive to say, why would people do that? Why would people do that? Well, they've done it before, so why wouldn't they do it again?
Yeah, exactly. It's just evilness, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I try and just keep a jolly head on. It is hard, and it's been to be positive all the time is hard work anyway, let alone in the middle of what's going on in the world. But you have got to try and I think the other thing that's really fascinated me through all of this is faith, any sort of faith, and how I've seen how over the decades that's been completely squashed. And you know, I don't care who's God's. I'm not going to argue with anyone over who's God's the best God. There's God. Wherever you're from, we've all got our own little books and stuff, but it's still God, isn't it? And that's been totally squashed over the decades. And I think that's what has surprised me in a good way more than anything, talking to friends and things like that, is that they are maybe starting to pray a bit more, or starting to meditate a bit more, or starting to believe in something bigger than them a bit more. And I'm not sure that was planned for or thought of. And for spiritually, I think it's a hugely exciting time, in as much as good in the goodness, and people appreciating things more around them. We've had so much kind of stripped away, and it's given people time to think and kind of say, okay, well, maybe I will get off this Ferris wheel then. Ferris wheel, is that a word?
Ferris.
Ferris wheel.
I'm sure ferrets have wheels as well.
Yeah.
You can't leave them out of it, can you?
Hamster wheel. The hamster wheel, where you're just
you know,
oh, keep going, don't get off, because God, do you know what I mean? Keep going. And because people have had time to kind of get out in the fresh air, and some people haven't. Unfortunately, there are some people that are just driving themselves nuts, and that's the heartbreaking thing about all of this, is the mental health that's been affected, and the suicides, and the people that have been too frightened to go into the hospital and have their treatment, or have been displaying heart attack, symptoms for heart attack and things like that, and have died at home because they were too frightened to go and get treatment. That is, I've got Trump posts keep popping up.
Thanks from Trump.
Yeah. So it's kind of that's really, really heartbreaking, in as the fear out there. I walked Bo back from school the other day, and one of the ladies who's quite prominent in the village, you could see she's petrified and so stressed, and isn't this absolutely horrific? And I just smiled at her and I went, only if you allow it to be. And she didn't know what to say. She was just like, I was just like, keep smiling, it'll be all right. But yeah, I think that the kind of spiritual awakening, on whatever level, whoever your God is, it is very apparent, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I've just watched a video of a bloke following a woman around a supermarket, or like IKEA or somewhere like that, and he won't leave her alone. She's going, just stay 2 meters away from me then. I'm like that. And a couple of other people wearing masks came home to defend her, actually, and said, just leave her alone. He walks off at the hump. But it's like I've never been very godly myself. I've always known, had a bit of tragedy, years back, and then I've moved further that way and learnt more about spirituality, because I was always very analytical and mathematical and all that. And I go, no, I don't believe that. I want you to prove. I need to work that out for myself and prove it and all that. Which is why it took me so long to move over to that right brain and start seeing all that, even though my left brain had always told me that's what's going on. And it's been an amazing journey since. And if you look at things like the Frankfurt School and stuff like that, I must have shown you that, and the 11 protocols they had of all about what their plan was and stuff for society, and they've been planning this for years. Emptying of churches, splitting up of the family, loss of sovereign identity. I can't remember them all now. And you can just see it all playing out. How society is, how long, couples actually stay together now and families break up and all this sort of stuff. And it is, hopefully it'll go back that way.
My whole lifetime has been, religion is the cause of everything. Religion is the cause of all wars. It's bad. That's how, in a nutshell, not quite as simple as that. But actually, no, it's not. It's really not. If people can just be kind. I mean, my dad always used to say, bless his heart, he used to say, if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And that's majorly hard sometimes, I know.
Yeah, I struggle with that. Yeah, I cannot suffer fools anymore. It's very easy to walk away, and a lot of the time I do. People say something. When I had my proper Facebook account, and people started ranting on, I'd just put them on a restricted list, or leave them alone.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I didn't get engaged in that anymore, whereas I used to all the time. And then you've got a long rant and a long rant, and then people come out and they've copied
and
and
the
pasted stuff.
energy that you're building up, that negative energy, is what feeds negative energy. So it's trying to avoid it, isn't it?
Well,
but you can't sometimes.
No, exactly. And that's what the deep state thrives off. As long as we're all fighting each other, we're not looking at them.
Yeah.
And that's how they've got away for it for so many years.
Mm. Mm.
You know, what's that? Another message from Trump, is it?
More swipey.
What's that? Is that Trump's Facebook, is it?
There's loads of different things popping up.
Was it you that sent me something? Oh, look, I'm one of Trump's best fans. Didn't you send me that?
Yes, I got a top fan award.
Yeah, was that on?
I can't remember whether that was
Facebook.
on. Crikey, that was ages ago. That must have been Facebook. It was before I was on Parler.
Didn't I have a go at you, actually?
I'm following Dan Bongino.
Yeah, he's the owner of Parler, isn't he? Or a big shareholder. But there's been a bit of stuff going on about that lately. He's been having an online argument with Code Monkey Z. Have you been watching any of that?
No.
Well, Code Monkey Z used to be one of the administrators of 8kun, where 17 posts. That's the only place 17. Is that right? Is that right? The right
yes.
One?
Yeah.
That's the only place 17 posts. These other places, like 17 map space dot space pub, right?
Yeah.
And QA, dot pub, and all these QA.news and stuff like that. They are all just repeater posts. These are other individuals that enjoy that, but they've made their own website, and if maybe it is the 17 team has done all these other places, but and they do it and they put it all in one place for people to see. But when the map.pub got taken down, that was annoying. That was my favourite one. That was.
I never got into. I never had, because trying to. It's finding a balance of mum, business owner, wife, daughter, trying to keep sane, and all that kind of stuff. I've never actually got into reading it all, and it's all my brain, Stu. I'm not particularly analytical or anything like that. So that's all numbers and letters to me, and names and dates. It doesn't mean anything to me. But I can understand it from then how whoever translates it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I love watching. What's actually what's going on with. I'm quite surprised at how transparent Trump is with what he puts down. But of course, it's not everything, because otherwise everyone would know where it was going. You can't. I think that's the thing at the moment, is just keep the faith, and watch it through. I think there's a lot of, oh no, that's it now, it's over. No, it's not.
Did you watch two things? I have to say this quickly because I'll forget them otherwise. Did you watch the speech you made the other day, 3 minutes? And I've forgotten the other one. See, I've forgotten the other one already. What did you just say then? I've lost my train of thought.
I said I don't know. I must have done. I watched so much stuff. I don't know.
Okay. Well, Trump, that speech he made the other day about it's good, the vaccines are coming out, using the words gold and all sorts of stuff like that. If you listen to that as normal. It sounds like a bit of a loon, Trump. But if you listen to it as what he's actually saying to you, I mean, how do you mobilise all the troops globally around the world without people going, why is the army on my street? Do you know what I mean? It's, well, you tell the world that the army's going to be administering the vaccines, don't you? If you're getting ready for a global takedown of deep state scumsuckers, right? You need the army everywhere, don't you? You watch Code Monkey Works and that. There's military being deployed everywhere. There's so much going on at the moment. Oh, You just put a picture up there.
Yeah, that's my
Other
battery
half.
going.
Where is he?
No, it's my battery. It's my phone going.
We just saw a picture of you and Pickney.
Ah.
Yeah, where is he?
He's, I think he's sorting the boys out, to be fair.
Is he?
It's bedtime. Oh, here we go. It's Michael Flynn.
Michael Flynn. What, are you getting messages from him, or are you getting alerts or what?
Yeah, I know exactly what's going on. They're messaging me directly. I'm going to have snipers round now, aren't I?
All right, well, what do you think about Alex Flones? I was thinking about Flynn then. Alex Jones approaching Michael Flynn the other day at that rally in DC.
Didn't Alex Jones sing, "We're walking in the air"?
No.
You didn't think it would be totally serious, did you?
No.
Right, no. Who's Alex Jones?
Alex Jones is the sort of like founder of InfoWars, isn't he? And Alex Jones is like the American David Icke. Now.
Oh, okay.
I started side-eyeing David Icke quite a while ago, and there's lots of information about Alex Jones as well. Now, these two, without these two, I would not know as much as I do, or I would not have researched anywhere near as much as I do
you
without
wouldn't
these
have been
two.
so interested. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Over the later years, it's like they're not moving with the times, right? Alex Jones said he was going to tell everyone who 17 was, right, and then never did. And David Icke said, well, he doesn't like talking about it. He doesn't like Trump, you know, and he surrounds.
Oh, I think I know who you mean.
Alex Jones was like that.
Oh no, that's not who I thought then. No,
David Icke doesn't speak like that.
No.
But yeah, these two, and you know, it's like, and I've said this to a few people as well, that they are so brazen and bold and walk about that if you, in the past, if you've got on the wrong side of Hillary Clinton, right, you can kiss your ass goodbye pretty much. If you look at the trail of people that have come across her and have suicided themselves or died from heart attacks or road accidents and all this sort of stuff like that, you've got to think, if David Icke and Alex Jones was spouting all this truth for so long, so brazenly, being allowed, you know, airtime, BBC One and stuff like this, and, you know, Alex Jones had InfoWars show and stuff like this. If they were such a danger to the deep state, why didn't they have a bullet to their head such a long time ago, right? And then you know that even these elite bottom feeders, right, have to follow the same cosmic laws that everyone else does.
I was just going to say, isn't it something to do with, as long as they're living decent lives and not doing anything to be mean about it and stuff, you know,
no,
then they're not allowed to do anything.
No, it's telling us what they do. It's like hiding things in plain sight. This is why the 2012 Olympic rituals. Well, if you look back at that 2012 opening ceremony, it's now got all these, you know, people in beds and all these triangular spotlights and everything. What will it like, Boris? You know, it's crazy stuff, and all these Super Bowl halftime rituals and all these symbolism, all the elite does and all that. They're all telling us what they do, right? They never thought they'd be caught. So having a couple of frontmen like Alex Jones and David Icke, right, telling people, because all they've done is tell people about what is coming, and that what is coming is the New World Order. That's all David Icke says, you know. He might get up and say we all need to hug each other and love and have a dance and everything like that, which would be wonderful if everyone does. But if the deep state didn't want you doing that and dancing, that'd be the end of it, wouldn't it? You know?
Yeah.
I always you have to be able to change your mind in this at an instant.
Yes.
Because I always used to say to people, never, ever join the army, right? But now I know, with this, 17 movement that's come on, there is no way in a million years you would have been able to take down the cabal, right, without the global military.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a great believer and always have been in, and this is why I don't mind talking like I'm talking now, because I don't profess to know anything about anything. It's just a gut feeling I've got, and why not discuss different things that are going on in the world and all that kind of stuff. But you're right, there's so many people that are absolutely sure on both sides that this is this way and that's that way. Well, hold on a minute, it hasn't happened yet. So, but ultimately I just have faith that it will get sorted out. And it is being sorted out, and it was planned to be sorted out. And people might think I'm mad, but I think Trump is the person that's doing it. I really do.
Well, so do I.
Yeah.
How many hours of Trump have you watched? When Trump got into power, I was a bit like, what did he say that for? Do you know what I mean?
I thought he was a complete buffoon. I thought Trump, he was a complete. I can remember saying to people, how funny would it be if we had Boris Johnson as Prime Minister and Trump as the President? It would never happen. It's completely ludicrous. They're both absolutely mad. Boris are still, well, let's not even go down that road, but I haven't got a clue. I really haven't got a Scooby-Doo. But I don't know. Trump is just, he just, when you watch his stuff in its entirety, it just makes so much sense. Anyone can pick little bits out and push it together and go, oh, look, he's talking about putting bleach in people. He didn't say that.
Oh, no, that was pathetic, wasn't it?
Oh, and it's just like, oh, come on. Look, if you want to really have strong feelings about something, then look at it properly before you have those strong feelings. That's what I say. And definitely. I think so many people aren't looking at things properly. They're just watching whatever pops up on the news, and because and why wouldn't they? Well, why haven't they? Why have they in the past?
I think a lot of the people that, well, this is exactly it, isn't it? If you watch the news, you are scared, right? Because they're installing fear into you all the time. Now, when people give you a different narrative, no, they're lying to you. The cognitive dissonance and Stockholm syndrome that they've developed with the relationship with people that are telling them what's going on in the telly, they can't take it. And anyone trying to tell them something different, and this is why they've got that screaming attitude. You know what I mean? A lot of people, it's rubbish. But please just look at it. Look at the way this building fell. Look at this steel bar that's cut diagonally like that. No, I'm not looking. Nope. I'm not looking at it. You know what I mean? And before I forget, right, because I just keep going off track, what you were talking about Trump then, they've been planning this, right? This is not just since Trump got into power, right? I think they've been planning this for 60 years, if not longer. If you've got a deep state that is so ingrained into society and has so much ultimate power, you can't just come on, I'm president now, by the way, this is what's going on, is it? I think it was in you've got to watch that stuff about Julian Assange, John Trump, Donald Trump, Barron Trump, the time travel and all that sort of stuff, because it doesn't make sense if you think about it from a 3D reality, right? But when you think 5D, what if time travel exists? What if this is that? Everything. What if there is more than 2 Trumps or 3 Trumps? Do you know what I mean? If you said that to someone, there's 3 Trumps. No, I can't even stand with them. That sort of thing.
Oh,
people have a hard time of it, aren't they? If you start looking into this stuff like this, and it's just, I watch the stuff he
I have
does.
to say, some of it does completely go over my head. And I'm not saying it's not true. I don't believe it. I wouldn't sit here and say, oh, what a load of rubbish, because I don't know. I'm not. I wouldn't ever say that something was true or wasn't true. Oh, thank you, darling.
Hello.
Oh, hello there.
Right.
I've learned the first steps of solving a Rubik's Cube.
On the
Oh, he's
roof.
learned the first steps of solving a Rubik's Cube.
So what have you done? Just the top level?
Yeah, so the whites.
Yeah. So and what about the? So you've got one side. What about the top? I'll show. I'll have to come up.
Yeah, I put it so the bottom are whites, all whites, and then it's lined up so like the white middle is lined up with lined up with the middle of the, you know what I mean, like the two colours.
Yeah, I did last time we had a chat, I did a Rubik's Cube live because that's one of my skills, one of my old party tricks, and I did it about 5 minutes, wasn't it? I think something.
This is actually live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, I'll see you on YouTube a bit later. Yo, yo, yo.
But yeah, no, what was I saying? Yeah, some of it still goes right over my head, and I'm not saying it is or it isn't or what, but a lot of what I think the important thing for me is just look at what's in front of your eyes. You don't need to go down too far to see what's going on, is my point, or to question what's going on, or to just have an open mind to think anything else is possible. Everything. There's miracles around us all day, every day. We've all got to believe that anything's possible.
Exactly
so
that.
Why can't people just show an interest or not? It's not dangerous. It's not dangerous at all.
You say the two words to people: flat Earth. And
then that's it. Oh,
well, and they do their nutting.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what's going on right now. In front of our eyes.
But what if what's going on right now is going on a flat Earth?
Yeah.
Underneath,
well, if it is,
underneath the firmament.
But at the end of the day, if people can't get their head around flat Earth, there's no point in talking about flat Earth. There's so much going on right now that people can get their head round without having to know loads of other stuff as well. Yeah. But I think that's the issue, is that everyone anything that goes against the narrative, they're nutters, they're conspiracy theorists. Actually, a lot of people aren't even questioning it, aren't even going down that road. We're talking about what's going on right here, right now, and that's enough to get people to say, just look at this. Because I think sometimes if they start hearing about all the other bits and pieces going on, which I am very interested in, if they start hearing about that, it's like, no, and like you say, cut off, not even going there. So it's kind of saying, well, let's just look at the fact that every time on the news that it says deaths, or what is it, so many deaths that tested positive in the last 28 days. To me, that's enough. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so many little bits in there that you can kind of use and look at to say, 1%.
Have you seen what's on the government website? What they've just let me read this to you, because I can't get it up on my 99%. That's all right. Right, I saved this picture just now, I think. I don't know where I saved it from. Right, yeah. Yes, right. Can you?
No.
No, you can't see that. Right, okay.
No.
So this is the latest advice off the Government UK government website about the COVID. Can you give COVID-19 to anyone after having the vaccine? Right? This is the latest update on their website. And it says this as follows. The vaccine cannot give you COVID-19 infection and the vaccine cannot give you COVID-19 infection and 2 doses will reduce your chance of becoming seriously ill. We do not know yet whether it will stop you from catching and passing on the virus. So it is important to follow the guidance in your local area to protect those around you. To protect yourself and your family, friends and colleagues who still need to, practice social distancing and wear a face mask. Wash your hands currently and frequently. Follow the current guidance. So that's basically saying, just carry on doing what you're doing now and don't have a vaccine. Because if you have the vaccine, you're still in the same boat. You still got to wear a mask. You still got to fucking social distance. You know what I mean? Loads of people are posting this now. I can't get my head around it. But people go, no, it doesn't. Yeah, I got it off the UK government website and the WHO and the CDC. No. Yes. No.
It's all worded very carefully, isn't it, to cover butt and to cover all ends. None of it particularly makes any sense, does it?
Well, no,
it'll cure you, but it won't cure you. It'll help stop you getting it, but you can still catch it. It's like the original. You can go out, but you can't go out. You must stay in, but you can go out.
You go out, you can't go out.
Yeah, you definitely can't go out.
Yeah, you can't go out. You could go out, but you can't see anyone when you're out. So you're not allowed out really.
No.
Lockdown was super. Lockdown, you know, my heart goes out to anyone that struggled through this. But I've been banging on to people for years. You said it was going to happen last year, you know, and all that. Yeah, whatever. But
you were a year out.
Well, no, I was 4 years out, 5 years out. I've been saying it to people for years. New World Order. This is what they want. One world vaccination program. You know, a cashless society. Oh, we're not taking cash at the moment. You can only use cards when you come to do your shopping with your mask. You know, I've been saying it all, and it's all happening, and people are still going, nah. Right? Oh, I forgot what I was going to say then.
It's fascinating times. It's fascinating times.
Well, you sound like Charlie Ward there. He says that all
and
the
he's
time.
Just gonna, does he?
Yeah.
Does he?
Oh, we are living for a fascinating time.
It is absolutely fascinating. We use within our family and our industry the word fascinating when we want to use the word frustrating as well. So if we ever say frustrating, we swap that for fascinating because it's not quite so angry.
Oh, that's fascinating.
It's fascinating, that, isn't it?
Yeah. So what else do you know?
What else do I know?
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't know anything. I don't know nothing, so I must know something. No, literally just watching it all unfold, trying to spread a bit of cheer and smile at everyone and say, please don't be frightened. You know, it is what it is. And but watching everything unfold very excitedly, I think, I don't know, I'm mad. I'm excited. I'm not. I go from excitement to complete kind of, oh my God, heartbreak because of what it does to people and the fear that people are living in. When I see that absolutely breaks my heart and makes me cry. But the rest of the time, it is an exciting time.
Well, that's why I'm like I am. You know, I might sound a bit sort it out, you know what I mean, like that. But
well, that's because you've been looking at it for so many years as well.
Yeah, and I'm trying to be strong for others. But when I watch stuff and I'm on my own and that, it's like I'm not, you know, I watch sad things and they don't really get to me. But when I watch stuff that's really happy, that's when I boo like a goose, right?
Yeah.
And I've been like that for years, right? And I
Yeah.
don't know whether that's because of loss and trauma in the past or whatever like that. But I can watch a video, a 2-minute video of Trump doing all the things that the mainstream media says he doesn't do. You know, like when he's, when
Giving
he's
someone
with
real eye
black people,
contact and
when he's with black people, hugging them and all that. No one ever said Trump was a racist until he ran against fucking Hillary Clinton, right? Ever, right? He was. He's done so much for the black communities.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
everyone, all the gangster rappers used to rap about Trump. Obama said the American dream is to be Donald Trump. No, it's until he ran
yes,
against the cabal and the deep state.
yeah,
And the
yeah,
media has spun this fucking web of lies against him, all because he said, right, in the past, I want to grab her by the pussy or something like that, whatever he said. Now,
they're going to keep hold of that, aren't they?
of course they are, but I don't know any bloke that hasn't
Said
said
something
anything like that or anything worse than that in the
many a
past.
time. Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's only out of jest and it's a throwaway comment.
He's human, isn't he? And he's really real. He's really real. He's not. He says it how it is. I think he delivers a speech, doesn't he? He delivers
He's
a
amazing.
speech with, yeah.
But
yeah.
he's. I can't
He's
wait
real.
to see. He is real, but I still can't wait to see him being 100% real, because at the moment he's real if you're watching him and sort of like trying to understand what's going on, but he's still telling porkies all the time, isn't he? Because
I know what you mean.
But he's undercover, because he's doing this. But when you see
when he's being genuine, like when you're saying, when he greets people and takes their hand and looks into their eyes, you can see how genuine he is, and his family ethos, and he's got massive faith. He's got huge faith, and he's the reason he's got so much strength is because he knows what he's doing is right. And that's it at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned.
He's taking people back to God. I think in the run up to that election, he did, don't quote me on this number, 56 rallies. Well,
and they were huge. They
were enormous. You must have had nearly 100,000 people at the end of those rallies. And I thought, how's he doing this? He's got some courage, do you know what I mean, going out there, because at any time they could have tried to take him out with a bullet. And I have heard that they've, done over 50 assassination attempts against him over the past. Apparently so.
Wow. Well, I don't know why I'm surprised. I must admit, I watch him sometimes, and I'm on edge, because I'm like, oh God, who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
Yeah, but this is why they do. I've got a great picture, screenshot I took for one of his rallies that he did, and this is why he does all the. Now, obviously, these people, well, they're patriots, aren't they? Then any deep state actor could go in dressed as a patriot with a weapon, but I don't reckon in one of them rallies you'd be able to draw that before someone else had gone, there's a motherfucker here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever.
No.
But the reason he does his rallies at airports is because there's nothing around. And when he turns up in Air Force One or Marine One in the helicopter, you've got all these special forces out there on containers and stuff where he is. They've all got, sniper rifles and scopes. And I've got a picture of him. He's standing on the stage, right? And there's two guys with binoculars and that. They've got about 4 sniper rifles on the top. And that's in it. You go out, you get some special teams going out, Secret Service, check it, scoping the perimeter. And he's in there. He's in there. People love him. The balls on this geezer.
Exactly. exactly. And it's faith. It's pure faith.
Well, he's taking
And
people back to God, whether he's working with God or not.
And he's not scared. He's not scared because he believes so much that he's like, well, and I think he's probably got loads of stuff going on in the background as well. And he's covered all bases. And God forbid, if someone does take him out, there's other things in place to carry on his work. And he's not fearful because that's what he believes he's here for. So he's got balls of steel and faith that is just absolutely humongous.
Yeah. So, do you think he knows God?
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm struggling with all sorts of stuff at the moment.
Well, I mean, the Bible, you know, we are meant to be in Revelations in the Bible. We are meant to be second coming of Christ is going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, all this.
So I mean, a friend of mine said to me a while back, "Doesn't he think he's the Messiah?" And I went,
"No,
who says he's not?
Naughty boy.
He's tidy old room. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy." But I said, who's to say he's not? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but you see, I don't know either.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was going to say to you. I've just remembered quickly while I remember this. Remember what we were talking about, and we go back to that. When I was talking about
Life of Brian,
flat Earth, well, you talking about Trump and Life of Brian, yeah. When I was talking about flat Earth and that, I thought, you know, if I've said this before, if everything NASA told us was true, why would they have to lie about so much stuff? And we see them lying all the time. We've seen UFO videos they're trying to hide. We've seen these astronauts fucking putting their hair with hairspray up like that, pretending they're on the space station and all that. Any sort of fucking 5-year-old, you know, with, as David Icke says, 2 brain cells on active duty, and go, do you know what I mean? She's not on the fucking space station. She is. Look at her hair like that. She went like that. It'd go like, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You know, I was just thinking.
I think
about
that just reminded me of you know, big wake up call for me was some of the video footage in the press of war scenes and things like that, where you're just like, oh my God, it's horrific. And then you see photographs of the same or more video footage of the same people that were dead on the floor now hugging and laughing and talking to each other. And I was just like, my God. And it's not as it's not made up. It's not. I mean, yes, I'm sure there is a load of stuff out there that's a load of bollocks, and you've always taught me that as well. There's going to be stuff out there that, you know, is rubbish, and it's people that are a bit, and they're making stuff up, and for some reason they get a kick out of it. I get that. But when you watch it in real, and you can see that, and they link it back to the video footage of news streams that we have watched on TV, and then see it with more footage with somebody else that's got a mobile phone or something like that of those same people, you can't say that's bloody made up.
No.
That's not what we say.
All these, in this run up to this 16-year plan to destroy America, because that's what they wanted to do. Obama, the first 8 years, Hillary was coming in to finish it off, take it over, to completely ruin America, socialist society, take it into communism, all owned by China. China was going to be world power. And that sort of thing. And what they were doing with all these false flags, it's like, if you look at these school shootings and Boston bombings and things like that, you keep seeing the same people turning up all the time in videos. Hold up a minute. That was one of the parents of Sandy Hook. What the fuck is she doing now? Do you know what I mean? And it goes on and on like that. And you can see the whole plan unfolding, that all these things they did against their own, well, they're not their own people, because they're not part of the American family, are they? They are fucking scum, right? They are demonic fucks. All these false flags and shootings, whether they were using patsies under MK Ultra and stuff like that and sending them out, turning them on, like, you know what I mean? A lot of it was fake as fuck. And what they were trying to do was destroy the Second Amendment and get the guns off the people. So when they did this, what's going on now, because they've had no option but to do this, right? I can see Trump getting in again. They've had to pull this COVID-19 farce and all that to try and bring in a great reset and all that. Imagine now if you were an American, right, with Antifa and BLM on the march and all this sort of stuff terrorising people, if they had taken the guns away. The people would have been fucked. They would have been, they'd have been fighting.
And nobody's been going around shooting people.
Eh?
Have they? Nobody's been going around shooting people.
No, because they're honest people. If I had a gun, right, and anyone wanted to come and attack me here, right, and I had the rule, right, stay away from my house, don't come in or I'm going to fucking shoot you, right? And people went, that's fair enough, I'm not going to do that, you know? But I wouldn't lean out of my window
and shoot people,
popping people off for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, that's because that's what good, honest people do. It doesn't matter if you own a gun or not. And when this is all reported in the British media, the British people or people around the world or whatever think Americans are all nutters because they all own fucking guns because people are doing loads of school shootings, which is just not the case.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Because it's the fucking mainstream media. Again, isn't it?
It's a crazy world. Crazy world.
It is crazy, isn't it? What do you think? Do you think Trump is going to pardon Julian Assange imminently? Because there's lots of talk about it.
This is a road I haven't gone down yet.
No,
so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, people are talking about it now.
Right. So is this something I've heard you say his name before? But it's
Julian
not.
Assange.
Yeah.
Well, Julian Assange is WikiLeaks, isn't he? He was the one that started spreading all this information, all these news, all these Seth Rich documents that Seth Rich.
And why is I noticed on? Oh yes, yeah.
Julian Assange was the one that was in the. He had to stay in the embassy in London, didn't he? Was it the Venezuelan embassy or something like that? Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, the police came and took him out of there. He had a white beard and that. He was like that, going. I don't know if Team Trump can come in and get him out of there. And he's been working behind the scenes with Princess Di and Michael Jackson ever since.
Oh, wouldn't that be amazing?
On Flat Earth. Yeah, go back to Flat Earth again. I was thinking, none of us, some people might have been lucky enough to go up in a hot air balloon, but we've all been on the plane to go on holiday, haven't we? How many people, everyone looked out the window, didn't they? And you can see the ground when you're taking off. You can see the ground when you're going down. But most of the time, you're up above the cloud, didn't you? Maybe all this chemtrailing, right, is not only put nanoparticles in all of us for whatever they planned in the future to make us unhealthy, but maybe they wanted to completely cloud the sky so that everyone that was up in the air that could actually see couldn't see a flat fucking horizon like that. Do you know what I mean?
I'm trying to think if I have ever seen it. Isn't that how a rainbow works?
What?
Well, it's curved.
Yeah, rainbow's curved, but it doesn't mean it's curved. But I mean, it's like, I don't know, until someone shows me proper evidence and all that, I actually thought as well, it's like all the windows they make for airplanes, like airliners and all that, are all shit, aren't they? You can't get a proper view out of them and all that. I thought, what if they actually got a little, like, convex or concave lens on them and stuff like that? There's only one company in the world that makes airplane windows for, airliners like that. There's probably 2 or 3, but there can't be that many of them.
Yeah.
And what if
Yeah.
they've all got a curve in them to make a flat line look slightly bent? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
well, until I find out, until I get an airliner and all that, and bang one of them windows out and then have a look, I don't know, do I?
I wouldn't recommend doing that. Stu.
No, because I don't want my face getting sucked out of a small hole like that. No, of course not. But these are questions that
Yeah.
I'm very inquisitive to, and I like to
Yeah.
ask.
Me too. Yeah. No, I haven't got a Scooby Doo. I've not. No, I don't know. And like you say, it just all goes against what we've been told. What's the relevance of that?
What?
Just that it's another thing that we've been told.
Well, you've got to be able to have an open mind. So when you start hearing people say they have lied about everything, and it was, I can't remember his name, I think he was head of the CIA at the time, he'll say, we'll know our disinformation program has worked when everything the American people believe is wrong. Right? So
we're going to have to rewrite everything.
They've been doing that for years. Edward Bernays, he was the king of propaganda, and stuff. And it's like, if people get everything they know from the TV, from the square box in the corner of their lounge.
Yeah, and have done since the 50s, 40s.
Yeah, and that is the truth. The TV is the truth. They wouldn't lie. When you look into it and think, hold up a minute, they're lying about that, because I saw that somewhere else and it was completely different to what they said. And then that as well, and that, you start going, they're fucking lying all the time. And I
saw headlines. All of the main newspapers across the world had the same headline with Biden this morning. What was it?
Biden
something about peace
or something.
Yeah, no, but it says time for peace or time for. So I'll have to find. I can't remember what it is, but it's the same on every single. How can they all come out with the same phrase?
Well, because 90.
I know, you know.
Yeah, yeah. All media around the globe is owned by 6 companies, isn't it? Which are probably owned by the same people. So
yeah,
that's how it works.
Yeah.
It is just a hypnotist. And
I think if in all fairness, if people just ask themselves the question, if there was no news updating them every day, would they be frightened of a killer virus?
No,
and they could if they could keep in contact with all their friends across the country, people are awfully die of flu, pneumonia, cancer, all sorts of things every single year. We all lose loved ones every single year for all sorts of different reasons, and it's horrible. But if everybody just didn't have that, if everybody carried on normally without what that was being told to us, would we think that there was a killer virus out there?
Absolutely not. You wouldn't even know there was a virus, because it is, it's 100% pretty much proof that these masks don't work. Even on the N95 mask, it says will not protect you from COVID-19 on the packet, which is, is much better than putting a sock around your face or a cut-up T-shirt or, something else.
I had a chat with a girl in the school playground, and she was saying that she'd lost her aunt really sadly due to COVID.
Yeah.
This year, and I couldn't help it. My inner thought, really, really sad, and I was like, oh God, that's awful. But in the back of my mind, I was going, will she really die of? And I couldn't get rid of it. I just couldn't get rid of it. And I carried on and I said, I'm so sorry to hear that. And with everything I believe and everything else, I just said, I'm so sorry to hear that. Later in the conversation, we darted on about this, that and the other, and all around the houses with other things and the kids, and somebody else's grandma came over. We were all socially distanced. and we were all talking, and we were, and then she said, yeah, my aunt, when she was in the hospice, and I went, pardon me, and I didn't say pardon me because that'd be rude. I said,
what the fuck did you say?
Well, yeah, spray that again.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, when she got COVID, she was in last stages of cancer. And I just looked at her and I went, please tell people your aunt died of cancer, that she fought really hard and died of cancer. And she just went completely quiet and went, you're so right. Just because that was on her death certificate, she's going around telling people that her aunt died of COVID, and she'd had a really long, horrible battle with cancer.
Yeah, I mean, I've been quite blunt with people, sometimes in the past. If people jump in the taxi and that, I know who they are, a lot of the time and all that, and they want to know information and stuff like that. And, I do say, oh, that's bollocks, this is bollocks and all that. And a couple of times it has happened to me that people have said, oh, I had someone pass away than that. And straight away I go, oh, shouldn't have been too strong there, with my delivery and all that. But, I'm really sorry to hear that. Who was it? Do you mind me asking? And say, and it's exactly the same, and I say, because I want to know. I want to speak to people that have had these experiences. And how old? Oh, it was my mother or my auntie or something like that. How old? Oh, she was 89. Do you know what I mean? Oh, did she have any pre-existing conditions? Oh, yeah. She was already in the hospital and stuff like that. And I sort of anyone that the last place you wanted to be in that COVID thing in hospital, really, because what we've learned, especially in America and that they were putting everyone on the ventilator, and it was only 1 person in 10 that went on the ventilator was coming out all right. There's no, And
wasn't it something to do with the ventilator is for a completely different thing?
Well, it just wasn't. it wasn't doing what it's meant to do.
It dries out the.
You can. You know what people are like. A lot of people are like. Not some people, whatever. Some people are fucking hypochondriacs, right? Now, I never really go to the doctors. I try and avoid the doctors. If I get something wrong, I try and eat different food, or I try and use lemon juice or bicarbonate of soda. All these things, I try and get myself a bit alkaline. Not have another glass of wine. I'll suck on the lemons or something like that. Or if I get a mole or something, I'll put a load of lemon juice on it and see if that does anything. I'll do this. But a lot of these people, they will go to the doctor. I had a woman get my taxi once. I've just been to the doctor, right? And she said, she didn't even say, I got a pain in my finger. She just said, oh, my finger felt a bit strange or something like that. So she'd made an appointment to go to the doctors and that. And I was just, couldn't you bend it and all that? Yeah, it's fine. Fine like that. It just felt a bit weird earlier. I thought, for fuck's sake, do you know what I mean?
You probably slept on it or something.
Yeah. What you found was that people that were getting a cold or getting bunged up or had a cough, we've all had coughs and colds in the past, during that COVID crisis, were immediately going, fuck me, I've got COVID, I've got to get into the hospital. They would go to the hospital, right, for a cough or something like that. Some of them were being put onto ventilators, and some of them weren't coming out alive. It's awful to think about things like that, isn't it? That people.
I've got friends that work in the hospitals though, and they're absolutely terrified.
Yeah, but I've got people that work in the hospitals as well that know it's bollocks. I made a post, didn't I? In sort of like May or June or something like that, from one of my hospital insider friends, ambulance driver, who said, you know, they're questioning, people are questioning it. But, you know, if the hospitals were jam-packed and all that, and there was so much going on, they wouldn't have had enough time to do all these fucking singing videos and dancing videos, would they? You know?
And so many people got laid off. Not laid off, but what's the word I want?
Well, yeah,
told not to come in, didn't they?
Yeah, it's laid off.
Told not to come in because people that needed to have normal treatment weren't going in. I do know of 4 people that have committed suicide. I don't know anyone that's died of COVID, but I do know 4 people that have committed suicide.
And is that because of?
I don't know.
No. What? Yeah, but is that because of losing businesses or?
I don't know. I don't know. It just seems more people than often. Do you know what I mean?
I do, yeah.
I don't know what the statistics are, but there are statistics somewhere, aren't there, of how many suicides there are this year compared to other years, you know, that are genuine statistics.
Do you know what? That's something I've not looked at, the suicide figures. All the figures I've looked at, and we've all looked at, is the deaths related to all sorts of different diseases, died of COVID, with COVID, and it's not as many people have died this year as they did last year in a normal year.
No, and then people were saying, well, there's not going to be as much flu because everyone's socially isolating, and I thought, well, it's maybe I've just got a simple brain, but my Bo came home from school, second week into going into school, nits, and nits don't jump, they walk. So if you're gonna get nits, you can pass flu, surely.
Yeah, of course.
And people are still working together in offices and stuff like that. And
well, we've all known these rules do not make any sense whatsoever, and
but so many people still, you know, have an answer for everything that still doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me, and I'm not being controversial. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all.
No, and it won't, because you know it's bollocks. You know.
Exactly.
Oh. Well, do you want to chat more? Because I'm going to nip upstairs and go and get another bottle of vino. So if you want to,
I'm gonna have to put my Pip's done the first part. I've got to go and do story reading now. But I've really enjoyed this.
So have I. Yeah, maybe it'll gee some of the others to get up and have a chat. It'll bring them out of their stage fright.
Oh, I know. If I can do it, anybody can. You know, I'm gonna get. I don't like putting my head above the parapet just for having an opinion. I'm not saying I'm right or I'm wrong or everyone else is wrong and I'm right or this, that, and the other. I just like the fact that I can discuss things, and if I can help people feel that it's okay to discuss things, then that's good. That's all good, and not to be frightened, to just talk.
That's amazing. Right, I'm just going to run upstairs and get a bottle of wine. Just say goodbye to the people over about 30 seconds.
Oh, as he disappears into the flat earth. I've got to say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. It's lovely to see you, and just be happy and love each other and look after yourselves and eat well, eat good food, take vitamins. He's back, look, like Father Christmas with his bottle of presents. You're all in red. Yay.
Yeah, we're both in red, aren't we? So
yes, what's that all about?
Well, I'm actually in.
I never wear red.
I'm actually wearing my evening attire now. So
I've got pink trousers on. But yeah, this was complete. We hadn't. I love it. We hadn't planned that. Oh yes,
Yeah, just got an eye on that.
love those.
So this
Love
is me.
those.
This is my evening attire. So when you
Oh, I
see
tell
me
you what, I have got on though.
ho ho ho, yeah, I've seen it. Oh, hey!
And that wasn't planned either.
No, absolutely brilliant. You know what? That's why. Even when I do a Stu's News on my own, I write stuff down, but I don't like to plan it really. I just like to try and
Yeah.
off the cuff it as much as I can really. So
Yeah.
I might sound like a waffling idiot sometimes, but I don't really care because this is
Yeah.
all just about being real, and this is not just about me saying to people, "Come on, wake the fuck up, please."
Yeah.
Right, just have a look at something else. This is all about when people start waking up, if they want to know. Right, this is like a video diary of my experience of
Yeah.
going through this last 8-9 months. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I did my first one sitting up on the hills in May. It was about 5 minutes, right?
I remember it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
loads
And you've
of
got
people.
all techie and everything there.
Well, I've just messed about. Hopefully, I've pressed record and that.
Oh,
I think I have.
it doesn't look like it's recording. But
No.
yeah.
I'm recording it on my OBS. I did think I need to record it on Zoom as well, but I forgot to do that. So, the first one I did with Sabrina.
I'll have to go back and watch that. I haven't watched that one.
Yeah, well, the one I did with her, I started recording in Zoom about 10 minutes in. Yeah, I did a bit of Stu's News, then she came on, and I thought, oh, might as well record this. Anyway, when I came to watch it afterwards, I went, hello, this is Stu's News, blah, blah, and all this. And Sabrina started talking. She was going,
oh, yeah. You did say, yeah, it didn't work.
And I thought, oh, no, I haven't recorded it. So luckily, I'd recorded it in Zoom, but I hadn't adjusted my OBS settings so that it...
Did you get it across in the end, though?
It recorded you. So let me just put this on OBS a minute. Now, say something.
Hello, my name is Caroline.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going up nicely. The old LED, whatever bar's going up like that when you're talking. So.
I'm all shy.
Yeah, so fingers crossed.
That's
all recorded nicely. But, yeah, we'll definitely do this again. As I say, it's, lovely to chat with you.
Thank you.
As always,
Thanks
give
for
my love to Pet.
on.
All right.
I will do, and we'll have another virtual. I'll have a virtual glass of wine with you when it's not a school night for me. Yeah.
Well, it's not a school night for me anymore until January, and quite possibly, I hope it's never a school night again. Trump Sarah, because there's a couple of things I want to do. I've been doing this a couple of decades trying to, get to this moment where we are now, and I'm buzzing about it. Number one, I'd like to open up a healing centre somewhere nice, like up in the Alps, right, where people can come for free, right? Whether that's anyone.
Because I'm doing me Reiki, aren't I? So I can come and be part of it.
If Mr. Trump or anyone's watching this and they think, right, he's done a good job there, whatever, we'll help him out with the other funds. That'd be nice. We might even get a few med beds in there or whatever. But yeah, I'd like to offer my just somewhere people could sit up in the Alps, especially if they're children that have, with people in these stories about these children and stuff like that. So whatever.
Yeah.
I also want to get a motorhome, put my bikes in it, whack it out, and drive around the world and go cycling different places. And I want to go and meet everyone that's been on this journey with me. Charlie Ward, Sasha Stone, Al Pisoni, whoever it is, Charlie Freak in Mexico, and Collie. That's what I want to do. It's just drive everywhere and share the buzz of love.
Yeah. Sounds like an awesome plan to me.
I could chat with you all night as usual, but I'm so surprised. I've crossed 3/4 of a bottle of vino, and you've not even had a sip yet.
I know. I'm still on. I've had some tea, That's about it. No, school night. School night. Got work to do.
Lots
All
of
right.
love, yeah?
Love you lots. Yeah.
All right. I'll
Love
see you
and light.
later.
See you later,
I'm going to have a
darling.
quick go down my Twitter feed now. See you later.
Bye, darling.
Bye.
Bye.
Right, now how do I do this? Oh, that's gone. So I'll tell you what we do. We go off there. PC screen. I think that's it. Stop recording. That's still recording. How long will we be on for? Hour and 20 fucking. Oh. Right, let's have a quick look down here then. Hold up. On the PC screen. Yeah. So a quick look. Right. Pompeo, that's old. Peter Nygaard has been arrested in Winnipeg. Now, he's a Jeffrey Epstein deviant, and these fuckers have been taken down all the time, haven't they? And De Niro and others. I don't think it'd be long before that was gone either. Who else is he with? Yeah. I don't know. If he's still about, I don't know. That's Mitch McConnell saying Biden is president-elect for the first time. Part of the plan, I don't know. I'm with you. DNI Ratcliffe will do his report. It has to be done by the 18th. Is it Tuesday today? So that's Friday. So we could quite well see Donald Trump enact this 2018 executive order. Lots of people are talking about how they're going to take all the people down that have been involved in election rigging around the world, which could include him initiating the Insurrection Act martial law. However, some people say that we are still under martial law because he declared some sort of executive order at the start of the COVID experience in sort of March, April, whenever it was. So there's lots going on at the moment. If you do watch this, just make sure you got a bit of food in and stuff like that. If you're in America, lots of love to you. I think you'll be fine over there. But globally, we want everyone to be alright. This prat here.
Get away
Put
from
your
me.
fucking mask on.
I'm sorry, you can walk away from me right now, sir.
Put your mask on.
Get away from me,
Put it
please.
on. Does it bother anybody else that she doesn't have to wear a mask that we all do?
Just go away. Stay 6 feet away from me then.
No.
Get away from me.
No. Yeah.
Please get away from me right now.
No.
You don't need to come near
She
me.
has it on her damn hand.
Get away from me. Walk away from me, sir. Please get away from me.
Fucking wanker
You don't
looking.
care.
Leave me alone.
She
Stay 6 feet away from me then. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
fuck off. Right, so basically there, you got this, whoever he supports and whatever, it doesn't really matter, does it? He's come up to this woman, demanding she puts a mask on to protect him, no doubt, because he's got nothing better to do. And you know, he's worried about her wearing a mask affected him and whatever, this sort of stuff, and the rules have been installed into him. But she's just saying to him, stay 2 metres away from me, or 6 feet, whatever. So, no, I won't. I'm going to get close to you. So I don't understand the fucking mindset there. It's ridiculous. Haley, Colombian cop chokeslams a guy for not wearing a mask. Well, how pathetic you got to be to do that. This is big news. Dominion voting machines are a disaster all over the country. Change results of a landslide election. Can't let this happen. Thank you for the genius, bravery and patriotism of the judge. Should get a medal. Oh, so that's something stood up there. It's a forensic audit report. Beautiful. Now, every tweet Trump makes at the moment, this claim about the election fraud is disputed. So, we are going to see this Insurrection Act, we think, and a bit of darkness. So that's alive. Yeah. In the past hour or so, I've been reached out to by a dozen or so journalists from different publications, coincidentally asking the same question. Emmett Sinner's their marching orders, bunch of people reaching out to me that they are getting messages from superiors telling them to be prepared for an imminent emergency announcement. It's probably nothing though, right? Nah, probably nothing not. Nothing not. Probably nothing one. There's a tweet I made there earlier. I reckon Brexit was done with the Dominion voting. What else we got? Think. The same people who believe the earth is overpopulated say they can save your life with the vaccine. You're not saving mine, fucking one, I tell ya. Patriots ain't gonna help. I'm just going to whiz through this because this has been on long enough. Look at this. This is Hillary Clinton. These evil bastards are always pushing symbolism. Yeah, of course they are. Her on stage. Who's that? Bill and Chelsea, innit? Their stars and stripes there. They've got the stars upside down. Which is exactly this Baphomet fucking bullshit, isn't it? Yeah. Goat lovers. It's crazy, really. A.G. Barr has either been fired or stepped down. We still don't know what's going on there, whether he's a patriot or whether he is not. I pretty much think people are 50-50 as to what's going on. Just a plan, isn't it? Right, here, a little difference here. This is a difference between Trump and Biden. Trump the racist, Biden the non-racist.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black, 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 and you ain't black. But I tell you, if you...
The fuck? Pratt. You awake is their greatest fear. Exactly that. When everyone wakes up, shit hits the fan. Telling you, monkey works. Keep your eye on him. He's doing some great stuff. I'm just going to put that up so you can screenshot that, pause it, and have a quick read. I'm not going through it. Assange Parge may open up murder and conspiracy charges against certain people. Not going into detail because Twitter will ban me, but you probably already know. He's doing some great stuff at the moment, Ron. Seems President Trump has a royal flush in hand and just baiting his opponents to go all in. Yeah, now that's quite funny, that, isn't it, Ron? Because I actually made the same post earlier. Not exactly the same, but I said, imagine President Trump's got a royal flush and all the opponents are going in with 4 aces, 4 kings and stuff. But I deleted it. I don't know why. I was going to redo it, but anyway, that doesn't matter, does it? Pepper news now. Yeah. This is another. You see that the electors already they've checked in. Michigan State Police are blocking access to the Capitol, preventing GOP electors from getting inside. You know, it's all going on. Assange is so in the spotlight at the moment. If you already have the evidence of frauds, when do you play the trump card? After your enemies commit crimes that let you put them in prison. Exactly that. This is one of the memes I made. Boom! Arnie. There's Trump at the Army and Navy game. Boom. What geezer. Rudy. I'm not going to go on for this too much longer. What a legend. Right, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Let's go back onto this. Yeah, no, that's really enjoyable. That I didn't script that or anything. I've got a little group with about 5-6 people in it. Said if anyone wants to do a Zoom, we'll do it. No one's come on yet. Sabrina's the only one. Kaz is the second. and that was just a bit of an off-the-cuff chat, really, and I quite enjoyed that. So a little bit of news there, a little bit of waffle. I'm on holiday now, obviously, until this is well, definitely the new year. So eyes on. Love you all.